So tonight we are going to be going pretty fast because we have a packed program. We've got Betsy is going to be doing the retrospective for, she's going to show all of the first place films from the film festival, and David and Justin have put together a 14-minute retrospective, I think of it. 11.5.
11.
Okay.
I think I heard 11 minutes. I think it was more
11.5. Well,
yeah.
I didn't mean to exaggerate there. Is that 7:30? Yeah. Well, I'm moving along right now. It's 7:02 and I'm almost done. You know. Well, maybe not. I don't suppose anybody's been diving lately. No. Hey, Henry.
Well, I went to Cocoa View for a week and I was greeted by a lot of no-see-ums.
Yeah.
Took me 4 days to get rid of the itching after I got back. The juvenile puffer fish had a bumper crop this year. The hard coral has had they've lost a lot of their hard coral through the bleaching 2 years ago. But the fans and the other gargantuans and stuff all look good.
Yeah.
Mary's Place is in good shape. Calvin's Crack is doing good.
All right.
So
what about, I think they still have their, not parrots, but macaws?
They have one macaw that if you get too close to it and you've got a bag of popcorn, it starts screaming its head off, wanting some of them.
Awesome.
And the hummingbird feeder was very active outside the front door.
Nice.
But the fish population looks like it's doing good. On my boat, we had 2 commercial divers that one of them would stay up with his wife and the other guy's wife. Well, the other guy, he spent most of his dive down at 80, 90, 100 feet. He said, when you got down, there was a thermocline down there, and the thermocline, there was lobsters and crabs everywhere.
All right.
I never did go down and look at them.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been to Cocoa View. It was back in the 90s, I think it was. And so
my last trip there was in 93.
It was good. You went to the Prince Albert, I guess.
Yeah. Prince Albert has got quite a bit of growth on it. The old airplane, it's all in pieces. You know, the fuselage is still basically intact, but the wings are off of it. But yeah, I mean, Cocoa View Wall is doing good.
Do they still let you do the drop off?
Yeah, that's the negative. They only do really 2 dives a day, and then you have the option of doing the drop off, and then you get to pick whether you want Newman's Wall or Cocoa View Wall.
You can do it's not that far out to.
No, it's you just you follow the chain back up to where they've got a permanent little deck thing built there that you can set your camera down or take your fins off and then start walking back in.
A little over a month from now, I guess we have the group going off to Belize, and Martin, you're on that trip, and I'm on the trip, and who else? I think a bunch of other people. But
where in Belize are y'all going?
When it's I don't know.
Not when, where?
Where?
Where? We're going to be on the Belize. What was that resort? Turnif Island Resort. Yeah, Turnif Island Resort.
Nice.
It's a
dive in the atoll.
The trip that Carl Bergman kind of put together. He said he wanted to go, and says, if you want to go, work it out. So that's his idea of being a trip leader, which is fine. We're all grown people here. We've been around.
We do have one official trip.
Yes, would you like to talk about it?
There will be an official HUPS trip in October back to Bonaire. Trish is leading it. And if anybody is interested, $100 deposit holds your space. Details were in the newsletter, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Dennis, Brian was diving too.
Yeah, Brian, you've been driving. I know you always diving.
Yeah, well, this time I actually dove out of country. I went to Cozumel and we dove there for a week. A lot of lobsters, quite a few sea turtles, and we did 2 trips to Palancar Rock. So we got to do some really cool swim throughs. We did dove the shipwreck.
Keep it
So,
straight.
So it was cool. I've never been to Cozumel, so I truly enjoyed it. They offered 2 trips, 2 tanks in the morning, and you could opt for 2 more in the afternoon. So I dove every dive that they offered, and plus 1
Where did you stay?
at the Coral Princess.
You and Kathy Strahan, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
me and Kathy, Stanley, JC,
Oh, okay.
Debbie. We went with sport divers.
Mhm.
So it was a good trip.
Yeah, well, Cozumel is, it's hard to beat, for this part of the world, for sure. Well, look at him. Wow.
Walk in to see all these strangers, and it's all friends.
All us old people.
Old and close. Thank you.
Say
Oh my
hello to
gosh.
the, say,
It's been a while.
say hello. For you that don't know, this is Sandy Bryan. She's been a long time member. Sometimes she doesn't show up.
I need a new email.
Glad to be
Okay.
back.
All right, let's see if I can get us back in here. Okay, we are at 7:09. We got about another 6 minutes. Do we have anybody that's got a gadget? No gadgets. Hmm?
Obviously, that's what
Yeah. So, I don't have anything other really to announce. I just know that NOAA is kicking up their heels, saying that they're having a real problem now with all of the layoffs. You can. What can you?
His wife still have a job.
Who? What?
My son and his wife still have jobs. They work on the Alaskan
They're
Freeway
in-
in Seattle.
Okay.
So they're still working, but I was up there about a week or so ago, and they were shutting down a lab in Oregon that has been open for 10 years, working on breeding stock for cod fisheries, and they've shut the whole thing down. So 10 years worth of breeding, et cetera, and studies is now gone.
Yeah.
And so, but they still have a job, so fingers crossed, but it's the morale, as you can imagine, it's really bad, and everybody's nervous about the research, and they're obviously very concerned about the fisheries.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have anything to do with the climate. I don't want to get into any of that, but they work on the Alaskan fisheries, and it's really, really scary what's going to happen.
Warm water to cold water.
It's so now all that research and all that stuff is like poof, and forget that you can't just, when you've worked for 10 years working on this stock and during the study, you can't just shut it down and then start it back up again.
David, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Oh, the only time I've ever dove with him was down in Bon Air. That was a good trip.
And,
Yeah.
thanks, because they were in Florida, but now they're in Alaskan.
Where are they living?
They live in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a long trip. It's kind of a commute to Alaska.
Well, he goes pretty frequently. He was just, when the budget passed, this is the kind of stuff that they have to deal with. And the budget passed on Friday. On Saturday morning, they left for a 3-week survey trip that they do twice a year. And they didn't want to go until the budget passed, because if they're out on the boat and the budget didn't pass, they're like, how do we get home? Yeah, they got nothing. Like, they don't even know what to do. But as soon as the budget passed, and they were able to leave the next morning, so he was able to finish his survey, most recent survey. But now, now this, like I said, when I was up there 2 weeks ago, they were shutting down a lab in Oregon that had to do with.
Yeah, I hear they're very concerned about being able to track storms like they
I
normally
don't know
do as
anything about
well.
the weather. I know
Yeah.
it's a disaster.
They're concerned about it. Yeah. Well, tell David that.
I don't know if anybody has heard from Kelly Drennan lately, but Kelly, because of all this nonsense, has just retired and passed her job here for the flower gardens on to Taylor. So it's very disruptive, this whole thing.
So she decided to get out, or was she already headed that direction?
I don't know. I think this kind of helped her push herself out the door.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Do we have any
Dennis.
other announcements before we get on with the show?
Dennis,
Anybody out there in Zoom land? Joe?
yep.
Yeah.
I don't really have a gadget, but this is something you guys may or may not recognize.
Turn
I
off
happen to have it
your
sitting next to
background. We
me.
can't hardly see it.
It's a double hose, double stage regulator. I'm looking to get
Wow.
it rebuilt, but I'm not sure where to look. If anybody has any suggestions, they could DM me.
Well,
Hey, Joe, I would talk to
ma'am.
PJ at Giggling Marlin.
Good idea.
TJ at Giggling
I'd
Marlin.
take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
he might
He's
know
a-
what
Well,
to do
I'll
with
give
it.
it a shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's one of the good
Thank you.
guys. He can fix anything if he
Bridget.
can get the parts for you.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Okay.
That's a good call.
Okay, I had to zoom up.
Yeah, it was given to me by a dive shop that was closing. They had it in their display case for years, but the hoses and everything seemed to be in really good shape, but I just wouldn't trust using it without getting it serviced.
So do you have any trips planned with the disabled divers?
I've got 4 trips by the end of the year.
All right.
Let's see, in June, I'm going to Cayman Brac with Dive Pirates. In July, I'm going to Key Largo with Adaptable. In September, I'm going back to Cayman Brac with Adaptable. And then in December, I'm going to Cozumel with Dive Heart. And then I throw in a 2-week cruise in October with the family because you got to take them somewhere once in a while.
Yeah, take him to Galveston. Yeah, maybe it'll still be there after the. No, it doesn't warn them of the hurricanes that are about to hit them. But anyway, I'm putting together a show that's going to be for the June presentation, and it's going to be on our trip to the Philippines. I've got a lot of people that have contributed their pictures and their video, and I've been interviewing them on Zoom and in person where I could get them. And there's more room if you want to talk, Martin. It'll
Well,
be.
you haven't called me to.
Yeah, I sent you an
give my
email.
2
You never
cents worth.
responded back.
You know what? I never saw it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If stuff gets buried if it's just an email.
Well, I can make the trip over there for you and Sean, and you can just spill your guts to me in front of the camera. Yeah.
We'll be happy to spill our guts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in getting your take on the trip. That's what we're trying to do, is just get the highlights on it and put it out there as sort of I call it talking heads, but with a lot of pretty pictures in the background. Anyway, we do have our May springtime film contest. It's up and running right now. Please check your email to make sure that you got the link so you can view it and vote. We have 3 films in the 5-minute category. This time we didn't have any short clips, but we're hoping to get more the next time in the fall. I know. See, you missed an opportunity. You could have been famous, Martin. Okay, how are you gonna do this? You're gonna be, who's gonna be presenting first? Would you like to be the talking about this since you're in charge?
Okay, well, when we did the HUFF, we had David Lenderman in charge of all of the stills for the festival. He was wandering around, taking film everywhere, stuff that he'd never filmed before at previous HUFFs. He's got all these great stills. And then Justin outdid himself again, and he did interviews, he did droning, he did all kinds of video. And so it should be a great retrospective on the weekend. And after that, we're going to show the first place films from all 7 categories. This show is a little bit longer than previous shows because we had a 3-way tie for first place in the environmental category. So be prepared to see 3 environmental films. Okay? And the rest of them is just 1 first place film for the other 6 categories. And then we'll do the photo contest, and then we'll head for La Patapatilla.
That's it. Okay.
Cinco de Mayo.
In the heart of Houston where the bayous flow, there's a story to tell where the dreamers go. Underwater magic lights, the mud stage glow. April brings the world and the tales they show. Volunteers align like the stars above, building waves of passion, filling holes with love. Films from the deep all diver dream of, created by a hand with a magic glove. HUFF is the name where oceans collide, in the depths of the much where wonders reside. From currents and coral to the world so wide, come dive into dreams on the cinematic tide. Divers with cameras. Every frame a treasure, every story's fight. The unknown's heartbeat beating through the night. Through reefs and wreckage, the stories unfold. Legends in the blue and mysteries retold. Stories to delight, young and old. Underwater dreams are as good as gold. HUFF is the name where oceans collide, in the depths of the much where wonders reside. From currents and coral to the world so wide, come dive into dreams on the cinematic tide. Whoa. And wreckage, the stories unfold. Legends in the blue and mysteries retold. Stories to delight, young and old. Underwater dreams are as good as gold. stories on the cinematic tide.
For whatever reason, the committee decided they're gonna get a guy who sounds the least like a Texan to introduce the Made in Texas category. HUPS 2025, we're here, 5 years of the Houston Underwater Film Festival. Here with the curators of the film festival, Betsy and Greg Beasley. Guys, 5 years, tell us about your journey.
Well, you know, it started out as the film says, very small beginnings. There was a small group of us. We wanted to put on a film festival for a couple of reasons. One was so we could see our films on a big screen and nice sound system, and the other thing was to try to spread the word and attract more people to making underwater films. So in that respect, we've done quite a bit in 5 years. We've moved from a small theater that we almost lost it during COVID. We survived COVID, and now we're at the Match Theater in their large theater, and increasing ticket sales, and we have a lot of interest in the festival.
We have a lot of people, when we first started doing this, were just from the dive community. It brought our dive community, our dive clubs in Houston together on one project that we could all volunteer. We're all volunteer, nonprofit, and it brought the dive community together to put this festival on over the course of the weekend.
We still have some goals ahead of us. Number one, we would really like to see more filmmakers attend the festival. I mean, Houston has a few good days in March and April, and we managed to hit some this year, and it's just a Chamber of Commerce Day weekend, and I feel good about inviting anybody from anywhere in the world to come and enjoy the film festival with us here in Houston.
We would like to encourage more local Texas filmmakers to take part in the festival. It's free to enter, so you can enter anything that you have filmed. To be eligible for our Made in Texas category, you need to have your main residence in Texas. You can film anywhere in the world, and we do, but your main residence needs to be in Texas. And we've got a lot of really good Texas filmmakers that we would like to encourage to join us in the festival, and to also join us at the Houston Underwater Photographic Society. We have meetings once a month, and workshops and contests and programs, and it's a really good place for people who share information about underwater photography and videography.
Absolute honor to have Kayla Treadway here, one of our filmmakers in the animation category. Her film is entitled The Enchanting Locket. Kayla, again, welcome to HUFF 2025. Please tell us about your creative journey in producing The Enchanting Locket.
Well, The Enchanting Locket is a capstone film from the Savannah College of Art and Design, which allows you to make a film with your fellow students over the course of 3 classes.
Kayla, tell us about your love for the ocean, because this is an underwater film festival, and here it is, you're blending, I want to believe, 2 passions.
Indeed, I have always loved going to zoos and aquariums as a kid, mostly aquariums, and I've always loved seeing moray eels specifically, usually the eels or the snakes, because I find them very interesting creatures.
Fantastic. So Kayla, I really want to thank you for coming and attending in person. We really and truly enjoy having filmmakers here, and we encourage you to stick around after so people can meet you. And you know, all the best today in the show. Tom, what a privilege to have you interview with us today at the 2025 Houston Underwater Film Festival. And specifically, I want you to take us on a journey from that very first Underwater Film Festival at the Pius Theatre, which I believe you came second. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a nice gathering and a good organization, and they did a wonderful job pulling it together, and it had a good turnout, and one thing led to another, and of course every year it's gotten better. Of course, Craig and Betsy, the organizers, and the village that followed them, meaning the HUPS people, have just stuck with it and done great.
Beneath the waves beyond the shore, Houston calls for something more. Mud lights up April skies. 54 films under tides. Dive into HUFF where dreams unfold. Stories of blue treasures untold. From the depths they bring the glow. Underwater magic in the show. Gliding sharks and coral sprawl. Worlds we've never known at all. Filmmakers' hearts in every scene. Colors vibrant, mystery serene. Dive into HUFF where dreams unfold. Stories of blue treasures untold. From the depths they bring the glow. Underwater magic in the show. April's whisper, Mouch's fire. Lift your soul, let all inspire. Seas unite from lands afar. Wishes flow to where we are. From kelp forests to reefs untamed. Underwater lives are named. Houston cheers, the world will see. Every drop holds history.
Camera check, check, camera check, camera check.
The bone shark is the world's largest fish. It's a gentle giant, can grow up to about 12 meters long. People are very off-put by their size, but it's such a gentle creature and I love it. So a whale shark, the old fishes, they call it the bone sharks. They're called bone sharks for their lateral shapes on the sides. Traditionally, people thought they were made out of bone, but they're made out of the cartilage. It's the same as your nose. Everyone calls it the bone shark. St. Helena is in a very remote location. Our whale sharks come here annually. We have proven that the whale sharks come here to recuperate and feed, and now possibly breeding. St. Helena is the only place known thus far that has the 50-50 ratio of mature males and females. We've had eyewitness accounts through the years of whale sharks actually coming together in courtship behaviors. Before phones and cameras was a thing on the island, we had fishers that did some written statements of what they saw and how the whale sharks came together. It just suggests that the whale sharks were actually mating. What we've seen, these whale sharks swimming along together. Male following the female again. The male is turning itself and displaying to the female, which is pretty cool. No one has ever seen this in the world. So the data we're collecting for the bone sharks, we are collecting ID shots. Each shark that we encounter, we take a photo on each side of the whale shark. Just like your thumbprint, the whale shark is unique by their spot patterns. For St. Helena, we have discovered 360 bone sharks. And from this research, we've been finding that there's many, many more new sharks coming each year. So our ID work is not finished yet. From our research, we have 1 or 2 that comes every year without fail. So the oldest one we've been seeing right now is from 2012, and he comes every year. They're one of my favorites. His name's Snowflake. So we have some sharks that are inquisitive, some that likes to stay away, others that will not leave you alone. Our bone sharks are so inquisitive, so they just get some really cute names. One of our main areas we like to research is where do our sharks go and where they come from before coming to the annual season for St. Helena. We're also checking out plastic pollution. So the bone shark, just like our other species such as the rays, they are filter feeders. So we need to monitor what's in our marine protected area and if there's any plastic pollution. So that's a very exciting research right now. So we pride ourselves with education and outreach. St. Helena population, even though we're surrounded by ocean, many of us can't swim, especially our older residents in the islands. So what we try to do is bring the ocean to them, such as virtual headsets that shows how a whale shark is swimming underwater, which they absolutely love. We also have a life-size inflatable whale shark that we take to the schools. We also show the drones just to show them how we monitor the bone sharks. And I think it's been really uplifting to see everyone now calling the whale sharks bone sharks again. The kids are telling each other about marine plastic pollution and how not to throw litter in the sea because of the bone sharks eating. So I feel like our education outreach is really inspiring. Yeah. St. Helena is surrounded by a sustainable marine protected area, which allows the whale shark to swim freely. Contrast to elsewhere in the world where they are hunted illegally on the black market, etc. We pride ourselves that the whale sharks can come to St. Helena, feed, recuperate before they move off to their next journey.
Good narrator, isn't he? Down in Virgin Islands. was not easy to do. That was not easy to do.
There's a whole world beneath the surface of the ocean, a world that I've been privileged to capture through my lens. My name is Rebecca Kelly, and I am an underwater photographer. As an underwater photographer, every dive is a new adventure, a chance to capture the magic hidden in the depths. But this beautiful underwater world is under threat. Did you know that over 8 million tons of plastic enter our oceans each year? That's like dumping a garbage truck full of plastic into the ocean every single minute. As a photographer, I've seen firsthand the impact of this pollution. Marine animals entangled in debris, coral reefs smothered by plastic waste, and entire ecosystems struggling to survive. It's not just plastic. Overfishing, climate change, and chemical runoff are taking a toll on our oceans. Nearly 90% of the world's fish stocks are fully exploited, overexploited, or simply depleted. But there is hope. Simple changes in our daily lives can make a huge difference. Reducing single-use plastics, supporting sustainable seafood, and being mindful of our carbon footprint are steps we can all take. For me, capturing the beauty of the ocean isn't just about the perfect shot. It's about inspiring others to see and protect this incredible world, to cherish it, not just for its beauty, but for the life it sustains. We have the power to make a change. Together, we can keep our oceans clean, vibrant, and full of life. Every small action counts, and it starts with us. So next time you see the ocean, think of the countless stories beneath its surface. Stories that deserve to be seen, told, and preserved. Let's protect our oceans, for the beauty we love to capture, and for the future generations who will cherish them.
Hope is the source of life of every living thing on Earth. We go on exciting, crazy adventures, are just like legendary treasure stories.
For this great treasure, I left my family behind and came to Cuba. Having the treasure underwater allowed me to meet a different world. While I was navigating unknown oceans, I was no different than a small fish left alone. I came across the first point to my map. I found the I symbol.
Start seeing the miracles of nature. Discover life in harmony.
When I saw the beauty around me, I learned that there is a big difference between looking and seeing. I started to see the small and tiny living creatures, and I was fascinated. Perfect color harmony. It affected me very deeply. Living together and respecting different species changed my perspective on life. My heartbeat accelerated. I began to feel cold. Deep down, the colors and liveliness began to fade. Darkness surrounded me. I had to make a decision and continue my journey. I was very close to finding the second icon. The heart icon opens.
As you go deeper, you start to feel different. The cold and dark waters will not welcome you very kindly. You will feel alone in the dark. Feel the integrity. Try to maintain balance. Your heart will open and your journey will gain a different dimension.
Now my heart has opened, and I started to feel differently. It made me feel good to discover the life of this perfect world under the water. From time to time, I found myself forgetting about the treasure and watching the nature of living things. The currents of the sea have brought me to the last part of the map.
Yes, young man, I have tried to teach you to see, to love, and to feel in your totality. The treasure you are after is actually your existence itself. Don't overlook the beautiful aspects of life. Feel the growing power of love. Realize that you are a part of the nature we are in. Young man, you should continue your life doing what you enjoy most. This is the real treasure.
This is my passion. This is my mission. This is my way of expressing art. This is magic of the macroverse. The ocean is our source of life. It is all of our heritage. Our unique blue planet, our living space, worth for fighting and going into battle. The depth of our oceans can be compared with our ideas and emotions deep down inside in our hearts. It's time to perceive them and start to act in order to protect these invisible hidden treasures and to save the genesis of life. Finally, we can only protect ideas we can understand in order to be saved. Our insights and learnings are just a small drop. Our ignorance is an ocean. The ocean is everything that I have always longed to be.
Wow.
Recite mi, da, kako to da ste došli ovamo?
A ne znam, već dulje vrijeme se ne osjećam baš dobro. Iskreno, osjećam se kao da se utapam.
A kakav vam je odnos s roditeljima?
Pa moj tata je bio spužva i puno je pio. I toliko se uništio da nije bio koristan ni za pranje suđa. I moja mama se zbog toga jako ljutila na njega. Da, i zbog svih tih svađa su na koncu odlučili prekinuti simbiozu. A kako je moja mama postala samohrana majka, bila je pod velikim pritiskom i pukla je. Na kraju se upecala.
Možemo reći da je postala samo hrana. Razumijete, samo hrana. U redu. Idemo dalje. Rekli ste da se osjećate kao da se utapate. Zašto mislite da je tako?
Pa zar nije očito? Obična sam. Po ničemu se ne ističem od drugih riba. Izgubila sam se u moru. Siva sam, dosadna i nikakva. Ne znam jel znate, ali otkad se pojavila plastika u moru, ribe ju koriste za poboljšanje svog izgleda. Pune se plastikom gdje god im treba. Bokovi, jagodice, struk, ljuske. Čak ju i jedu ako treba.
Da. Čitao sam o tome. Čitav val estetskih zahvata. Ali, da. Plastika je u ribi, čak i ljudima predstavlja problem.
da, ali vama ljudima to nije smetalo sve dok vam se nije našlo na tanjuru.
A zašto se zbog izgleda drugih riba osjećate manje vrijedno? Siguran sam da vas mnogi smatraju dobrom ribom.
Ne, nevidljiva sam. Nitko me ne vidi, ne čuje, ne sluša. Čak su me i grdobine zasjenile.
Ma dajte, molim vas, pa nemojte da vam potonu sve lađe.
Dobro, hoćete li više prestati s tim šalama?
Mislite, s neslanim šalama?
Ja tu govorim o ozbiljnim problemima. Nije samo plastika u moru toksična. Cijela zajednica je toksična.
A kako mislite da vam ja mogu pomoći?
Samo bih htjela da me netko...
Eto ga, gotovi za danas.
Da me netko sasluša. Do kraja.
as winter recedes, a magical transformation silently unfolds in the underwater canyon of La Jolla Shores. At the canyon's rim, a tender ballet of love takes a center stage. Lion's-mane nudibranchs delicately cling to the swaying kelp, depositing the final clutch of eggs for the season amid the lingering chill of the waters. Other nudibranchs, stirred by the warming currents, emerge from the depth, ignited with the singular passion of reproduction. Various creatures respond to the call of desire. Some engage in passionate courtship, while others share an embrace as unyielding as undulating waves. Some partake in a spirited display of dominance, while others find solace in harmonious group. As the surge of the ocean's force subsides, a pair of capsons seizes the moment, spawning along the canyon's edge. The male fish guards the eggs vigilantly. Drifting past this sacred act, I witness the delicate promise of new beginnings nestled within each precious embryo. With the lengthening daylight, the canyon becomes a sanctuary. An angel shark rises from the deep water, enjoying a peaceful nap on the shallow slope. A huge halibu stretches its immense form with contented yawn. Nearby, a giant sea bass patrols the canyon's threshold, reciprocating the gesture. Schools of silversides are drawn to the canyon. Thousands of tuna crabs scuttle about the sandy slope, beckoning others to join in the bountiful feast. As the sun's rays continue to warm the ocean, tiny miracles emerge. A miniature nudibranch, baby giant sea bass, and a young sheephead all seek refuge within tangled fronds of seaweed. A baby oyster clings to a sturdy stalk of tube worms, while a new family of skeleton shrimps thrives upon slender strands of algae. A young starfish emerges from the sand, while a little horn shark rests on the canyon slope. Juvenile blacksmiths linger near a kelp strand. A tiny anemone blooms from the sand. In the cloak of darkness, a young octopus wanders, while a little brittle star delicately feeds on the microalgae. Young bat rays glide gracefully through the moonlit waters. Tiny planets cautiously peek their heads out to survey the world. Thus, spring arrives. With each new creature, and every moment in the unseen current, reminding us of the eternal cycle of renew and rebirth beneath the waves of our shores.
Why settle for ordinary experiences when the extraordinary lies beneath the surface of the ocean? Because every journey deepens my understanding of the planet and its wonders.
Paid for those logos and he's going to use every one of them.
Every single time.
Some really cool films, don't you think?
Yeah.
Really, really, every one of them was really special in its own way. This was, I think, the best underwater dance film we've ever seen.
Oh, it's
for sure.
gorgeous.
and the best macro film we have ever
God.
seen. Absolutely. And Justin, your drone footage is really awesome. Really awesome. So anyway, thank you. I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers. We can't thank everybody enough who comes out and spends their entire weekend helping us put this on. Everybody is so dedicated, and we can count on everybody. Everybody knows their job and they just come in and do it. It's just great. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I was looking at that environmental film with all of the plastic in it. And I've done a little bit of stuff like that, played around with it. What they did was pretty amazing, really amazing. Yeah. Okay, are we going to get right now into the photo contest?
Sitting on the edge of the ocean, the blue and the waves keep calling me, and the beautiful island breeze blowing so cool, so gentle. Then I put on my scuba gear and I swim through the ocean deep, where I see so many pretty fish swimming through the beautiful coral. And I dive deep into the ocean and I swim through the fish and the coral, and the beautiful island breeze is blowing so cool, so gentle. I go down to the bottom and I look up to the top, and the sun is shining and it's sparkling on the water, and the fish are swimming in and out of the beautiful coral. And I float to the top of the ocean and I look at the beautiful blue, and I dive deep into the ocean and I swim through the fish and the coral, and the beautiful island breeze is blowing so cool, so gentle.
tight. Well,
Yeah. That is.
Justin's on top. How'd that happen?
Oh man, that's really tight. Like, shoot, I can't blink. Well, I think intermediate is where the action is at.
Well, we've been waiting for the intermediates to load back up again. We kind of went through a lull there.
I'll go hang out with them. Shoot.
Yeah. Now, let me see. Right, so here we are again, the end of a month. We had our meeting, and then next month, June, get to go to the Philippines. It's looking good so far. Just need a little bit more of this and that, and a lot more time.
Have like 18 or 19 people on that truck?
16.
16? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Get a lot of stuff.
Well, I do have a lot of stuff. You know, we have Martin has sent me stuff. You sent me stuff. Craig has. I've got stuff from Oh, I got an interview from Andy. He's still looking for his stuff. And Jesse, of course. Oh, I've had good stuff from a lot of people. Not just putting it together with the talking head things and doing a show. Always fun.
Can you do the talking head thing?
Yes, I have been. I've been doing it that way. I've also been doing it in person when I can get people to sit down with me. It's easier in person, and the quality is better. But tell you what, when I have like 15 minutes of rambling, and then you have to cut it down to about 3 or 4 minutes per person, it gets a little bit interesting. But it's fun. It's a process. We will sometime this year have a presentation. I'm going to ask 5 or 6 people to talk maybe 5 minutes at a time on various aspects of what they are particularly good at when it comes to underwater video editing and filmmaking. And I'll be getting to people. It'll be kind of an invitation type of thing, but if you want to be involved, give me the high sign and I'll work you in for sure.
Has anybody looked at you?
I have been. Yeah. It's there are some really, really cool things in it. I've been using it. Especially they've upgraded the sound or the sound section. Fairlight, yeah. For instance, just for an example, if you have Justin, when I was noticing that both you and David in your first show, there's a lot of background noise and reverberation. Now this is something that's been in DaVinci for a while, but you can do voice recognition and pull it back just a little bit from 100%, and you get rid of most of the reverberation and the background noise, and it improves the clarity a lot. The other thing is if you have a song and you want to time your transitions to the beat, all you have to tell it is find the beat, and it will come in and it will chop it up and give you a mark every point in there. And it is precise as it can be. Very, very helpful. Yeah.
Very cool.
They've beefed it up an awful lot. When I put it together, I had some issues. I had to go in and reconfigure it. I think it needs to get out of beta because I ended up with playback issues that I had to go in and reconfigure things on it. But it's pretty awesome, some of the things they're putting in there.
I heard that's going to be a pay only.
It isn't.
So are you beta?
I'm beta. Yeah.
That's what I heard they were thinking.
I've heard rumors of it. I don't know if it'll be this one or 20. So it probably will. 21. I mean, you're right. Yeah. Anyway, so we are headed. How many people want some Mexican food tonight?
By the way, Martin, great AI song.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
Suno, right?
Good stuff.
I tried Suno. I said, I don't know who it was, I said, let me try Bach. I says, do me a 3-minute Bach fugue with antiphony. And and it came, yeah, I did 2 of them, and one of them worked very, very well. And the other one was kind of, yeah.
That song, I had tried several songs, and every time you push the button, you get a totally different song, different words, different music. It's totally different. And sometimes it's close, but no cigar. So that one was, it was close. But I found that if you get the pay version, you can edit it. You can go in there and change this word, change this word. I want to change this a little bit, stretch this part, make it a little longer. And that's what I did. That's the first one I attempted to edit. So I edited it to get it just like I wanted.
The best one ever.
Oh,
It's really good.
Really nice. And the AI thing is pretty scary. I mean, really is. It's a good thing that we're living now, because I think that Skynet is right around the corner.
It's already here.
It's already here. Yeah, I've been playing around with another AI version, but I'm not going to reveal what it is, what I'm doing. I'll talk about that later. All right, guys, let's go eat some Mexican food. Ciao, baby.
See you guys. Ciao.
Adios.